Jack Quaid plays a guy who can feel no pain in the new movie Novocaine. If I was going to write a script about the thing that makes me feel no pain, it would be called 8 Miller Lights. This episode's brought to you by Mando. Go to shopmando.com and use promo code Dan for a special offer, and stay tuned after the video for more info. Hello everybody, I'm Dan Murrell, here with my review of Novocaine, which is hitting theaters this weekend. The film is from directors Dan Burke and Robert Olson, whose last film was 2022's Significant Other. The script is from Lars Jacobson, and I think it's safe to say this is the entire creative team's biggest movie so far. Jack Quaid plays Nate Kane, a bank assistant manager with a rare genetic condition that leaves him unable to feel pain. Nate's life is dominated by risk avoidance to keep himself from, dying due to unnoticed injuries. But all that changes when he meets Sherry, the girl of his dreams, played by Amber Midthunder, who I thought was great as the lead in Prey. When Sherry is kidnapped during a bank robbery, Nate goes after her using his special set of skills, one skill, to fight the bad guys and save the day, incurring multiple gruesome injuries along the way. Novocaine is a mashup of two different kinds of movies that you often see: the everyman thrown into a crazy situation genre and the hidden badass genre. Although usually in the hidden badass genre, it's a movie like Nobody starring Bob Odenkirk, where the main character is this kind of unassuming guy who has some kind of special forces training. Here, Nate is only able to take on this group of hardened criminals because his body literally cannot register the pain that he's feeling, so he is very vulnerable and at the same time invulnerable, and that opens up a lot of comic possibilities. This is very much a comedy action film. Of course, in the everyman thrown into a crazy situation genre, you need to have a good everyman, and I think that Jack Quaid fits the bill nicely. He doesn't want to do any of these things, but he's driven by love, and the fact that he's not really cut out for any of what's happening in this movie layers even more comic possibilities on top of the fact that he takes more and more damage as the movie goes on. It's gnarly, it's often squirm-inducing, but it's not so over the top that you're sitting there thinking, well, wait a minute, this guy should be dead even if he can't feel pain. And that's also key to the movie itself, is that he can still die from injuries, it's just that he can't feel anything. And so they have to kind of walk a line, and I think that they do it pretty well. The romance is something that really forms the backbone of the movie, and there's not a whole lot of time for Jack Quaid and Amber Midthunder to build that connection before the action kicks off. But I think that they do it enough that you buy the fact that he is going to go on this quest to get her back, even though they haven't really known each other for that long. And I think a big part of that is that the movie sells us on the isolation and really the everyday fear that Nate feels in his life before he finds this kind of first ray of light that he's ever seen. And I think that the script is actually pretty well written as well, because there are a couple of scenes where he makes it very clear just exactly how important this is to him. And it's not just because, there's this really pretty girl that I like. It's that this is potentially a life-changing thing that he's not going to let go of easily. The bank robbers are led by Ray Nicholson, who puts in a very good sneering villain performance. I'm enjoying his emergence lately as an actor, and I think that he's taking roles that allow him to step out of the shadow of his legendary father, which has got to be a very difficult thing to do. And I think as long as he avoids getting typecast as the creepy guy or the psychopath, then there is a lot of potential in the next few years for Ray Nicholson. He could be a name that we're talking about a lot more. The feeling no pain angle gives the story a unique spin, but I was actually surprised a few times with where the movie actually goes. The script throws a couple of twists in that I didn't see coming, because I thought that we were kind of cruising along the basic outline of a movie that I'd seen before. And I like the fact that this movie could very easily have coasted on some cliche stuff that we've seen in a lot of films before and still been pretty all right, but there are actually some attempts at surprising the audience, and not just with the action and the comedy and all that stuff. The movie really comes down to Jack Quaid, though, and we know from The Boys that he's very good at playing the bewildered bystander who's thrust into the action, but this doesn't feel like a Huey Light character, like something we've seen him do many times before. Quaid gives Nate his own pain and his own past, and he's able to hit all of the beats of the movie. The comedy beats, the drama beats, the action beats. I'm actually really impressed with his range. When you look at his performance in this movie, you look at his performance in Companion, which came out earlier this year, where I think that he might fit into the same basic character type, but it ends up going a completely different way. he really does have a lot to offer. And then when you take in the television stuff, the voice acting that he's done, he's showing his ability to play an impressive number of different kinds of roles. The supporting cast is rounded out by Jacob Batalon playing the comic relief, a buddy of Nate's who gets roped into the action. Betty Gabriel and Matt Walsh play two local cops who are also trying to run down the bank robbers and aren't entirely sure that Nate isn't involved in the robbery. They're fairly basic stock cop characters, but each actor brings their own personality to the role, so they pop a little bit. The gags also do a lot of the lifting as Nate's injuries mount, and I have to give credit to the makeup team who were able to come up with some really gnarly blood and gore effects. It really does walk a line between making you go, ooh, and kind of like going like that in your seat. At least that's what I was doing. But not making the film so grotesque that you can't watch. Some movies are all about the excess. Movies like the Terrifier films, that's the point. This one is more about getting that audience reaction by using those injuries for comedy, by using them for action in the sense of like, picking these moments where he's able to use this, not just as something about his body, but something that's an advantage to him in a specific situation. And I think that there was some imagination to all of these different scenarios. When it comes down to it, Novocaine is a movie that's very similar to ones you've seen before, with the added hook of the movie's feel no pain premise. And I think with a worse lead or a less inventive script, it could have been bland and forgettable. But I think that this is actually a pretty good movie. This is the perfect go out on Friday night with some friends or with somebody that you like going to the movies with, have a good time. And it's also one where I think that the shared audience experience is going to enhance your enjoyment of the film. I think that you could still like it watching it at home, but I know that I saw it in a crowd. It was an early preview screening, one of the public ones that they held, and it wasn't even that full of an audience, but it was still great to experience that along with them, to get that reaction, to hear the laughs, to hear people going like, oh no. I know that now people are more choosy with their theatrical experiences, and to be quite frank, not every movie has to be seen in a theater, but I think that this is one where I can recommend to you that if you spend your money and you go and enjoy this with the audience, I think you're going to find it to be a worthwhile experience. So on my personal scale, I'm going to rank Novocaine as it's good. I would definitely recommend it, and if you've seen it, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. So those are my thoughts on Novocaine. Before we go, I want to thank the sponsor for this video, Mando. The clocks are set forward, the weather's getting warmer, and it's time for spring cleaning. Now for me, that's going through all the award season swag I don't want. Goodbye Emilia Perez t-shirt, hat, and poster. But why not also make it time to get rid of your old deodorant? Mando is a whole body deodorant that's safe for use anywhere, and I mean anywhere on your body, wherever you need it. And if you want to get started, you can get $5 off a starter pack right now with my exclusive code and link by using the code DAN at shopmando.com. Mando is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. It also comes in solid stick or spray options in a variety of scents like Pro Sport, Clover Woods, and my favorites, Mount Fuji and Bourbon Leather. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for fans of the show, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with my exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code DAN at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com. Please support the show and tell them that I sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. Thanks to Mando for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching. Be sure to stay tuned right here for more movie news, reviews, box office, and more. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye.